Alright, folks, buckle up because today, we're talking about a single penny that could literally make you a millionaire. No, I'm not joking. Imagine checking your couch cushions, finding an old penny, and boom, you're $4 million richer. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, dream no more because we're diving into the story of the legendary 1969 Lincoln penny, one of the rarest and most valuable coins out there. Stick around, because I'm going to tell you how to spot one, why it's worth so much, and how you might already have one sitting in your change jar. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first. What makes the 1969 penny so special? Well, this is no ordinary penny, it's got a little something called a double die obverse. Sounds fancy, but let me break it down. When the US Mint was making these pennies, some of them accidentally got stamped twice, causing a doubling effect on the letters and numbers. That means if you take a close look at Lincoln's face, the word Liberty, or the year 1969, you might notice a slight blur or shadowing. It's like the coin had a little too much coffee that morning, but here's where it gets crazy. This error was discovered in the early 70s, and at first, the Secret Service thought these coins were counterfeit. Yeah, imagine finding a rare coin and then the government comes knocking on your door accusing you of running a fake money operation. Yikes. But after some expert analysis, they realized, oops, our bad. These are real. And that's when collectors started paying big money for them. Now, how much money are we talking? Get this, one of these 1969 double die pennies sold for $4.14 million at auction. That's right. $4 million. For a penny. Meanwhile, I'm over here debating whether to spend $5 on a fancy coffee. So, where can you find one? The good news is, they're out there. People have found them in old piggy banks, pocket change, and even metal detector hunts. The key is knowing what to look for. If you see that doubling effect on your 1969 penny, do not spend it. Instead, take it to a coin expert or get it graded. Even if it's not in perfect condition, it could still be worth thousands. Speaking of finding valuable coins, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, a buddy of mine, let's call him Mike, was helping his grandma clean out her attic. He found an old jar of pennies, didn't think much of it, but I told him, dude, check those pennies. You never know. And guess what? He found a 1969 double die penny. He got it authenticated and sold it for over $50,000. Now, I'm not saying you're guaranteed to strike it rich, but checking your old coins. Not a bad idea, right? Alright, so what did we learn today? First, always check your pennies, especially the 1969 ones. Second, if you spot that doubling effect, get it checked out immediately. And third, don't let your grandma throw away her old coin jar. It might just be your ticket to early retirement. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. Who knows? Maybe you're sitting on a fortune and don't even know it yet. And if you want more tips on finding coins worth share, buckle up because today we're talking about a tiny, ordinary-looking penny that could change your life. Imagine digging through your old coin jar, only to find a single penny worth a whopping $3.8 million. Yeah, that's not a typo, $3.8 million. And the crazy part? It's a 1971 Lincoln penny with NO mint mark. You might have one sitting in your pocket right now, but before you flip your couch upside down looking for one, let's break down exactly why this penny is worth a fortune, how you can spot one, and what makes it so ridiculously valuable. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around for this one because I've got a funny little story about how I almost threw away a valuable coin. Rookie mistake. First things first, what's the big deal about a 1971 Lincoln penny with no mint mark? Well, most 1971 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The ones from Denver have a little D, and the San Francisco ones have an S. But if you find one without a mint mark, that means it was struck in Philadelphia, which isn't automatically rare. However, there's a very specific error that makes some of these coins incredibly valuable. So, what should you look for? The key to hitting the jackpot is finding a 1971 penny that was accidentally struck using the wrong die. Some of these pennies were double-struck or had certain imperfections that make collectors lose their minds. And when coin collectors start bidding against each other, that's when prices shoot through the roof. Now, before you start thinking, okay, but what are the actual chances of finding one, let me hit you with a story. A few years ago, my friend's grandpa, who, by the way, has been hoarding coins since the Stone Age, handed me a handful of pennies and said, "Here, check these for me." At the time, I knew next to nothing about rare coins, so I gave them a quick glance, shrugged, and almost tossed them back into circulation. Turns out, one of those pennies was worth over $500. That's when I learned the hard way, never underestimate the power of a tiny piece of copper. Now, back to the million-dollar question, how much is a rare 1971 no-mint mark penny actually worth today? A standard 1971 penny in circulated condition is worth, well, 1 cent. But a rare error coin? That's where things get wild. One of these ultra-rare 1971 pennies with a major error sold at auction for $3.8 million. That's enough to buy a mansion, a fancy sports car, and still have enough left over for a lifetime supply of tacos. So, what's the lesson here? Check your change. That little penny sitting at the bottom of your junk drawer could be your ticket to an early retirement. And even if you don't find the million-dollar penny, there are still plenty of rare coins out there worth serious cash. If you found this video helpful, or if you just like the idea of making millions from spare change, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. I post regular tips on spotting valuable coins, selling them for top dollar, and other money-making strategies you won't want to miss. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Let's see who's sitting on a goldmine and doesn't even know it yet. You're digging through your old piggy bank, looking for some loose change for coffee, and bam, you find a dusty old penny. Just a regular, boring 1979 penny, right? Wrong. What if I told you that this one little coin, yes, the one you probably ignored, could be worth a jaw-dropping $3.5 million? Yep, you heard that right. Today, we're talking about the ultra-rare 1979 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, why it's so valuable, and how you might have one hiding in your couch cushions right now. So stick around because this could be the most profitable 10 minutes of your life. Now, let's break it down. Most pennies from 1979 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. Normally, the mint mark tells you where the coin was made, like a little D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But some of these pennies, the special ones, were struck without a mint mark. And that's where things get interesting. You see, when the Philadelphia Mint struck some of these coins, a rare mistake happened. They forgot to stamp the mint mark. And in the world of numismatics, that's fancy talk for coin collecting, errors like this make a coin insanely valuable. So why is this particular penny worth a whopping $3.5 million? Well, it all comes down to rarity, demand, and condition. Collectors go crazy for minting errors, and since very few of these no-mint mark pennies exist in top condition, the value skyrockets. In fact, one recently sold at auction for a mind-blowing price, making it one of the most valuable pennies in history. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was cleaning out his junk drawer when he stumbled upon a handful of old pennies. He was about to toss them into a Coinstar machine when I stopped him and said, "Hold up, Dave. You might be sitting on a fortune." We pulled out a magnifying glass, checked each coin carefully, and guess what? He didn't have the million-dollar penny, but he did find a 1943 steel cent worth a few $100. Not bad for a penny he almost threw away. The moral of the story? Check your change. You never know what hidden treasures you might have lying around. Alright, now it's your turn. Go grab that jar of pennies, dig through your old coin collection, and start looking. If you find a 1979 penny without a mint mark, you might just be the next millionaire. And if you don't, hey, at least you cleaned out your junk drawer, right? If you love learning about rare and valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got plenty more insider tips and tricks coming your way. Also, drop a comment below, what's the coolest or weirdest coin you've ever found? Let's talk treasure hunting. Digging through your couch cushions and finding a single penny that could make you a millionaire. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, hold on to your hats because today, we're talking about the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $3.3 million. Yeah, you heard that right, a single penny that could buy you a mansion, a Ferrari, and still leave you with enough cash for a lifetime supply of coffee. Now, I know what you're thinking, how in the world does a penny become this valuable? Is it made of gold? Was it blessed by Abraham Lincoln himself? Well, not exactly. But this tiny copper beauty has some wild secrets, and I'm about to spill all the details. So, back in 1989, the US Mint was cranking out Lincoln pennies like there was no tomorrow. Most of them had a tiny little letter under the date, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But every now and then, the Mint makes a little oopsie, and that's where things get interesting. Some pennies left the Mint without a mint mark at all, making them incredibly rare. And when collectors find out about a mistake like this, boom! The value skyrockets. Now, let me tell you a little story. A friend of mine, let's call him Bob, was sorting through his late grandfather's old coin jar. He was just looking for a couple of quarters to buy a soda, but then he spotted an old, dull penny that looked kinda odd. No mint mark. He thought, probably nothing. But something told him to hold on to it. A few weeks later, he took it to a coin dealer just out of curiosity. Turns out, that little, worthless penny was actually a goldmine. I won't say exactly how much he got for it, but let's just say Bob's no longer worried about gas prices. And now, for the big question, how can you find one of these rare 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies? First, grab a magnifying glass and start checking your pennies, especially older ones that have been sitting in jars, piggy banks, or, if you're like me, under the car seat. Look closely under the date. If there's no mint mark, you might be holding on to something special. But wait, there's more. Condition matters too. If your penny is in pristine shape, meaning no scratches, dents, or signs of being chewed up by the family dog, it could be worth even more. Now, let's talk cash. A rare, high-grade 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny recently sold for an unbelievable $3.3 million at auction. That's enough to retire early, travel the world, and live like royalty, all thanks to a little copper coin most people ignore. Even if yours isn't worth millions, lower-grade versions can still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So, what are you waiting for? Go grab that old piggy bank, check your change jar, and start searching for treasure. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. And hey, if you love learning about valuable coins and hidden treasures, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll be dropping more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could change your life. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment if you think you've got a rare penny hiding in your collection. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next one. Looking penny that could make you a millionaire. Imagine checking your loose change, finding a 1991 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, and boom, it's worth $3.1 million. Yeah, you heard that right. Not $3. Not $300. $3.1 million. Now, before you flip over every penny in your couch cushions, let's dive into why this coin is worth a fortune, how you can spot it, and what to do if you actually have one. And trust me, you're gonna want to stick around until the end, because I've got a crazy story about how someone nearly spent one of these bad boys on a pack of gum. The 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is basically a unicorn in the coin collecting world. It's a rare mint error, meaning something went wrong during production at the US Mint. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark, but here's the catch: this particular one has a unique set of characteristics that make it special. It was struck on a high-quality planchet, with extra sharp details, making it one of a kind. It's like the VIP of pennies. Now, how do you know if you have the $1 million version? Well, first, grab a magnifying glass, or if you're like me, just squint really hard. Look for super crisp details in Lincoln's hair and the lettering. If your penny looks extra sharp and has no mint mark, you might be holding a gold mine. Not literally gold, but you get the point. So, let's talk about the money, because I know that's why you're really here. In recent auctions, one of these pennies sold for a jaw-dropping $3.1 million. That's not pocket change, folks. That's buy a dream house and still have money for a lifetime supply of tacos kind of money. And trust me, I'd personally choose the tacos. Now, here's a crazy story for you. A collector once found one of these pennies and almost spent it on a pack of gum. Can you imagine? Trading a multi-million-dollar coin for 5 minutes of chewing. Luckily, he took a second look before handing it over to the cashier. Moral of the story: check your change, people. You never know when a penny might be worth more than your car. Alright, so now you know, this 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest and most valuable out there. If you have one, don't just toss it in a jar. Get it checked, get it graded, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be the next lucky millionaire. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, rare finds, and strategies to make the most of your collection, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's turn that pocket change into life-changing money together. What if I told you that a tiny, unassuming 1992 penny, yeah, the kind you probably have sitting in a jar somewhere, could be worth $3 million? Yep, you heard that right. And no, this isn't some internet hoax or a trick to get you to dig through your couch cushions, although, let's be honest, you're totally gonna check after this video. Today, we're talking about the 1992 Lincoln penny that has collectors going absolutely wild. So grab your pocket change and stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be a millionaire, at least in pennies. Alright, let's get into the juicy details. What makes this little penny worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills? It all comes down to one tiny but critical detail: the close AM in America. Here's the deal: most 1992 pennies have a noticeable gap between the A and the M in America. But in rare cases, some of these pennies were mistakenly minted with a design intended for the following year, where the letters are practically hugging each other. That's the money-making mistake right there. And before you roll your eyes and think, there's no way I have one of those, let me hit you with a story. A guy in Illinois, just your average coin collector, nothing crazy, found one of these in his pocket change. He sent it off for authentication, and boom. That thing sold at auction for nearly $25,000. And that's not even the record. The highest one ever sold: $3 million. That's right. A single penny, worth more than a Ferrari, a beach house, and probably my entire life savings combined. So, how do you know if you have one? First, check the back of any 1992 or 1992 pennies you have. Look at America and see if the A and M are practically touching. If they are, congratulations, you might just be holding a golden, well, copper, ticket. Next step: get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, because trust me, you don't want to accidentally spend it on a vending machine snack. Now, I know what you're thinking: I'm about to flip over every couch cushion in my house and raid grandma's old coin collection. And honestly, I support that decision 100%. Who knows? Your next trip to the laundromat could make you a millionaire. So, if you want to learn more about rare coins that could be worth a fortune, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin hunting tips that could turn your pocket change into life-changing cash. And hey, if you find a 1992 close AM penny, let me know in the comments. Just don't forget about your favorite coin expert when you cash in that $3 million jackpot. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next one. 1994 Lincoln penny, the kind you probably tossed in a jar or even spent on a gumball, could actually be worth $2.70 million? Yeah, you heard that right. One tiny little cent, worth more than a mansion, a luxury car, and probably a lifetime supply of tacos. Before you go digging through your couch cushions, let's break down why this penny is so valuable, what makes it special, and how you might have one without even knowing it. Alright, so the 1994 Lincoln penny, what's the deal? First, let's talk about the no mint mark mystery. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, but what makes this one different? Well, this particular 1994 penny has some unique errors and characteristics that have collectors throwing ridiculous amounts of money at it. And when collectors start throwing money, you know something is up. Now, here's where things get interesting. Some of these 1994 pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning, the metal disc wasn't the usual copper-plated zinc, but something else entirely. This kind of error is what makes coin collectors lose their minds. And lose their wallets too, apparently. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, just casually browsing through an old coin collection. Some guy had a jar full of pennies, selling them for $5. I thought, why not? I bought the whole jar. Later, as I was sorting through them, I found a 1994 penny that looked off. Turns out, it was a rare error penny. Now, I didn't hit the jackpot, but I did sell it for a couple $100. Not bad for a random flea market find, right? Look for the no mint mark, but remember, Philadelphia pennies usually don't have one. So, that alone isn't enough. Weigh it. A normal 1994 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If it's heavier or lighter, you might be onto something big. Check for errors. Some have misalignments, doubled designs, or were struck on the wrong metal. If you spot anything unusual, it's time to get it checked by a professional grader. That if you think you've got a rare one, do not clean it. That could actually decrease its value. Instead, get it authenticated by a trusted coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now, let's talk about that $2.70 million price tag. This comes from high-end auctions where collectors bid crazy amounts for ultra-rare coins. The truth is, not every 1994 no mint mark penny will be worth millions, but even lower-grade error pennies can sell for thousands. So, here's your homework. Go grab that old jar of pennies. Check your change. Ask Grandma if she has an old coin stash. You never know, you might be sitting on a fortune without realizing it. And hey, if you found this video helpful, entertaining, or just love the idea of making money from your pocket change, smash that subscribe button. I drop videos like this all the time, showing you how to spot valuable coins and turn spare change into big bucks. Hit that bell so you don't miss out on the next jackpot find. Now, go check your pennies. And if you find something crazy, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Happy coin hunting. You find a penny. But not just any penny, a 2017 Lincoln penny. And guess what? It could be worth a mind-blowing $1 million. Yep, you heard that right. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and accidental millionaires. Welcome back to the channel where we turn your pocket change into a treasure hunt. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because you do not want to miss out on these money-making coin discoveries. So, what makes this little copper beauty worth more than a mansion in some places? Let's break it down. The 2017 Lincoln penny was special because it was the first ever Lincoln cent to have the P mint mark. That's right, Philadelphia finally decided to put its mark on a penny after 225 years. It was like Philly saying, hey, we exist too. Most people overlooked this penny, tossing it in tip jars and couch cushions. But collectors? Oh, they saw something special. A combination of rarity, demand, and a few key errors made some of these coins skyrocket in value. Alright, before you dump your piggy bank on the floor, here's what you need to check: the mint mark. Look for that tiny P under the date. If it's missing, you might have a mint error worth serious cash. Errors and varieties. Keep an eye out for double dies, where letters or images look slightly duplicated, off-center strikes, or missing elements. These oddities drive collectors wild. Condition matters. A beat-up penny might still be cool, but a pristine, uncirculated one. That's where the big bucks come in. Most 2017 pennies are still worth, well, a penny. But here's where things get exciting. High-quality, mint-state examples with rare errors have sold for thousands at auctions. And get this, one recently hit the $1 million mark due to a combination of rarity, condition, and an intense bidding war between collectors who just had to have it. Imagine that. A simple penny turns into a life-changing fortune. Makes you want to check under your car seats. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, was always rolling his eyes at my coin obsession. One day, he's at the gas station, gets a penny in change, and jokes, "Hey, is this one worth $1 million?" Turns out, it had a minor mint error. Not $1 million, but he flipped it for $500 online in less than a week. Guess who's now the biggest coin geek I know? Yep. Dave. What should you do if you find one? Don't spend it, obvious, but worth saying. Check online listings, see what similar ones are selling for on auction sites like eBay or Heritage Auctions. Get it graded. If you think yours is in top condition, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. A high-grade coin can be worth exponentially more. Sell smart, don't just take the first offer. Auction houses, coin dealers, and online marketplaces can get you the best bang for your buck. Finding one of these $1 million pennies is rare, but it's proof that valuable coins are out there, right in your pocket, hiding in your spare change. And even if you don't strike gold today, who knows? That next penny you pick up might just change your life. If you love discovering valuable coins and want to learn how to turn your change into real money, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I've got plenty more coin hunting secrets to share, and trust me, you don't want to miss them. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting.